Hi, I'm Nancy with Ladybugs Flowers and Rustic Decor. Today we're going to be making a pine cone Christmas tree. And I think they're so adorable, but anyways, I have made them in the past. I have never done a video on it. So I wanted to show you how I do it. What I done was cut off a piece of wood and drilled a hole in the middle for my stick to fit down in. But I am going to put glue down in the bottom of that. And where to hold it better. I didn't drill a hole all the way through the wood. Just deep enough to be able to put the stick down in. I'm just going to do a little bit of white paint around the bottom of my wood piece. That way it looks like a little bit of snow on it. I don't want to cover the whole piece of wood all the way. I just want it like it's got a dust and a snow on it. Just a little bit. Then I'm going to go around the bark. Where it's got a little dust and a snow on it too. And there we are. I want to paint my stick brown, and that made it look better to me, to where it's not. I'm going to do a little more of the white because I touched it with that brown a little. I'm going to go ahead and set that over to the side. And then we're just going to start gluing our little pine cones onto the tree or onto the phone. I'm going to start at the bottom. And work my way up. I'm going to try to put my bigger pine cones. And I did get my pine cones at Hobby Lobby in the fall section. They had all the fall stuff 40% off, and so I got them at Hobby Lobby and thought about what I was going to kind of do with them. And what you're going to do, you're just going to go all the way around it with your pine cones. Trying to get them as close as you can. I've done several of these in the past. A couple of years ago, me and my husband went to the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone, and we stopped and they had some little smile pine cones, and I picked up a lot of them to make here at home for Christmas for us. A Christmas tree out of it. I thought that was pretty neat. Alright, and we're going to layer on up, but I'm going to show you something. What we're going to do is, when it's an area that is open, we're going to stick some berries in. And that way, which I'm just going to stick some to have them, because that gives it, instead of just being pine cones, it gives it, you know, a little more color. To it. And after you get your pine cone, you know, on in there, you're not going to be able to see. So here we are going with our second layer, and I'm just going to kind of put small, bigger, just whatever. But I'm going to put it right there beside them berries. Then I'm going to put another one on the other side of them. You can see. Then I'm going to stick a smaller one above them to cover up that foam. Just kind of in there with them. You can see that just gives it a little different color and more Christmassy looking. So we're going to stick another one in. And I got these at the Dollar Tree. And since it's 3 of them, you just kind of shape it in there to where you're not seeing the white. And put you a pine cone on the other side of it. Like that. You can see. Like that right there. But then I'm going to take just a single one. I'm going to undo this. come off. But I want to use my little sticks because I'm seeing like a naked spot. So I'm going to stick one right in there. That way you don't see it. There's one below. So I'm going to stick another one. And you'll be doing this all the way around it. The whole purpose of it is to cover up your little holes of the berries. That's my purpose. That way you're not seeing the white. Like you're gonna need one right down in there, right over there, right there. I guess you could stick a little small pine cone. Let's see, instead of so many berries, because they're small to a little bit bigger. Yeah. The smaller ones you can stick down there too. That way you're not using so many of your berries. So I'm going to do another one right over here. Then another small one. Just covering up that foam. I'm going to put one more little small pine cone down at the bottom. That way I can put some berries and it's not just right there all in one spot. Berries stacked on top of each other. Stick one right in there. And then I'll get me another one. Untwist them. And stick me another one down there. It ain't got to be stuck all the way in. Because these little sticks You can kind of bend them. Just want it up there to cover up them holes. And there they are. So, I'm going to get another one that's got the 3 in it. And stick it in here. Then get me a pine cone. And kind of set that one above it. Because we're going to be covering the whole pine cone. The whole cone, not pine cone. That one right there. This kind of still want to slide. Maybe I need to glue it underneath. I believe I do. Keep on sticking them in. We're going to put just a few more berries in. Not many. Because we are almost up to the top. A small one. Like I said, I'm just kind of sticking in where I see that it needs a little extra stuck out to kind of even our Christmas tree up. I'm not wanting to see no holes. Try not to. Stick one more pine cone up there above on this side of the berries. Oh, looks like I might have to spit it down there beside the berries. I need a small one to stick in this little hole right here, I would say. That's what you do. Just look for your little spots. And if you wanted to stick like some of the berries in, you could. And stick us some berries right here. Stick us some right here. And I'm going to stick some. It's going to be almost, I think I'm going to stick a pine cone and then stick some above that. I don't want them to be on the very top. Alright. Then we're going to start filling in again with our pine cones. And I do want some smaller ones up here, not just teeny tiny, but this one's a little bit smaller, but I'm sticking it in a hole. And we'll do another one. Of course I am until we get it all the way up. And we're almost done. One smaller to fill in. I need another little smaller one. Almost done. And I'm not sticking no more berries. I don't want none at the top. I want it all to be my pine cones. And we're building them on up so we can reach. The very top. And this ain't gonna be perfect neither. Still enough there. Because nobody is perfect. I don't know if it's so. They might think they are, but I don't know of anybody. Still got that glue stringing. Looks like we're going to have to get into another bag. But that's all right. Now we're just kind of going around and checking for all our little holes. Let's get it back now because we got it so high. Like I said, it's a little top heavy. But there is our tree. And I think it turned out pretty good. I love it. Anyways, if you like it, comment, subscribe to my YouTube page, which is Ladybugs Flowers and Rustic Decor. And always remember that you are enough, and have a blessed day.